Hello traders, good day to you all. This is Christopher Glen. Today is the 24th of June 2014. This is the daily market review for the current market status, and we haven't had the daily market analysis for yesterday, so I will go over the entire weekly calendar and we will see where's the potential and when shouldn't we trade. So first of all, we've got several announcements today. You see that at 3 p.m. GMT we've got the announcement regarding the new home sales and consumers confidence. It's a very, very important indication for the market. Just to tell you basic fact on the consumers confidence, once the consumer's confidence is raising, then obviously the economy is doing better, and when it's dropping down, the economy is doing worse. But we can definitely analyze potential for a crisis or a bad day in the markets according to the consumer's confidence. I mean, it is a physical chart, and the information over there is amazing in terms of analyzing the past, looking forward into the future. So we've got very important indication, the consumer's confidence and new home sales at 3 p.m. Earlier we had the indication regarding the German market business climate, 109.7. That was lower than the expectation, therefore it was bad for the euro. We can see that the euro versus the US dollar is dropping down since morning, and right now we've got the inflation report hearing in England, over here in England, and after that we will have to see what direction the pound will turn to, so that we'll be able to express that on other currencies, but we'll do that in a second. Wednesday we've got a pretty quiet day because the general market is pretty quiet. I will pay attention to the orange announcements over here and over there, because that will be the potential for an additional liquidity, just that we've got at 1:30 p.m. the core durable goods orders, and that's again another great indication for the US market. So that will be the only interesting thing, but along the day we've got several orange announcements that may deliver some liquidity. Again, not a liquidized day. I'm not expecting to see a very liquidized day on Wednesday, but on Thursday, on the other hand, as we used to, the unemployment claims will definitely make waves on the market, and we've got another announcement regarding the pound. The Bank of England will give a speech. And later tonight we've got the trade balance in New Zealand, the equivalent point between exporting and importing, and that's another good indication for the New Zealand market. We know that New Zealand is relying significantly on the trading, on the importing and exporting sequence in her area. Friday we've got a pretty quiet market as well, so general I do expect to see liquidity on Thursday because of the separation between the announcements and the variety of markets that we'll see the expression on. Because we've got such a weak market in terms of potential, weak potential for this market to see additional liquidity, then I would definitely pay attention to today regarding the announcements that we can see over here. The US market will deliver liquidity, and on Thursday just the unemployment claims, and after the Bank of England, we will see the expression, and then we'll be able to follow. Let's go to the charts. The first thing that I like to do is to analyze the dollar index, as I'm usually doing, because we've received several movements and it's important for us to analyze that. New movements. So we've received the 5-wave uptrend movement. We've received the completion of some sort of whether a first upward leg and then the second leg pullback 1 2 3, or that is in the middle of a corrective pattern, just the A wave, the B wave, and we will see the C wave. We can make an assessment that we're talking about a continuance of a corrective pattern because of this structure. We've received the first downtrend movement, second uptrend movement, and we do expect to see a bit more downtrend before we'll climb higher. So this fluctuation level now, I can tell you that before this analysis, my opinion was that we're turning up and we'll just move forward and forward, higher and higher. But the speed of this movement shows a very large difficult area over here, some sort of support or resistance line that we can see bouncing backward and forward around the same levels back in the at the past, even 2008. So it is a very difficult area to cross. Now, some traders will say that that's a support and resistance line, and I think that it's just that the price it finds some sort of convenient area bouncing backward and forward, causing this support and resistance line. But around the 80 level, that's equivalent point of the dollar versus itself, the dollar index. So definitely, I do expect to see a difficult market for the next several days, not a strong liquidized market because of this corrective pattern. The continuance of choppy overlapping movement will dictate a very slow market in terms of economy. So let's see what will be the effect of this area over here, the condensed area. We do see some potential for downtrend. As I said, we do see some potential for a corrective pattern or an impulse pattern, but we will need to receive a bit more information. I assume that during this week we'll receive enough information to make an assessment regarding the direction of the dollar. So regarding the dollar, and that's just funny to see how the dollar is climbing in front of the Turkish, while the South African rand and the Russian ruble were able to pull down the chart, meaning expressing an additional strength. We can definitely say that the Turkish is allowing the dollar to climb higher, although we've seen that on the dollar index we've got a downtrend, a weaker dollar in the markets. For the past several days. Again, a daily chart, we see this downtrend movement, very slow and choppy movement. That's definitely a corrective pattern, but we'll need to wait and see what will be the expression after that. So, as I said, it was a pretty slow market regarding the dollar, but we can see weakness on behalf of the Russian ruble and the South African rand, and we can see that the Turkish currency is flexible enough, is gentle enough to allow the dollar to overcome on its chart. So at the moment we understand that the structure of the dollar isn't logical. We can say that we've received an A wave, a B wave, and we're expecting to see a C wave climbing higher, and the same goes for this structure approximately. But on the Turkish, it's a bit difficult structure. It seems like we've began to form an impulse movement. A 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, and a 5 should climb higher. So again, even in front of the three indications, the Russian ruble, the South African rand, and the Turkish currency, I can tell you that the market is implying that there's a lot of confusion at the moment, and we will need to wait a bit more to see what will happen in front of the dollar index. Let's look at the commodities. Let's see what's the expression over there. We can see that for the past several days regarding the silver itself, we've received a very smooth uptrend movement again. It's just the opposite. You know what? Let me place the dollar index on that. That was my bad, just 1 second. So we want the silver and the dollar index on top of that. Okay, I want you to see that this uptrend movement, that was the initial uptrend movement on the dollar index that we've just analyzed, and the pullback that I was just talking about. See how diverse the expression of the silver is. An uptrend, stronger dollar, weaker silver, and since this downtrend movement we've received a confirmation on behalf of the metals that indeed the dollar is losing strength in the market, even in front of them, and we should see an additional expression over here. But as I said, we've got a bit of a fluctuation level regarding the dollar index, the red line over here. And we will need to wait a bit more to see what's the direction of the commodities, both commodities and the dollar in the markets. Let's see what we've got in front of the gold. The gold is expressing approximately the same thing. In terms of structure, it looks a very messy one. I can't really state specific direction or potential at the moment, and just combined with the same analysis we had on the dollar index, just shows the same thing. We've got a potential for divergence on the stochastic, but still I would wait a bit more to see what will be the expression of the dollar index after today's announcement regarding the dollar at 3 p.m. GMT time, so that we'll be able to make an assessment regarding commodities and dollar index. Let's look at the Japanese yen to complete the session. Okay, that's a great structure that we've got over here. The pound versus the Japanese yen. In terms of structure, we've received an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave is forming at the moment. Let's add another indication for the elite wave. There we go. We've got the A, we've got the B, and we've got the C. But let's look at lower structure so that we'll be able to analyze where we're at in this structure. So we've got the first, the second, and the A, the B, and the C. It seems like we've received a completion over here. The potential for the pound versus the Japanese yen is to drop down from this area. We've got an approximate 1-to-1 A to C wave, and that's a logical downtrend movement on the pound versus Japanese yen. So let's say that according to this pound versus Japanese yen, let's look at the daily chart for just 1 second. We can see that it's pretty logical to see a larger pullback over here that will cause the Japanese yen to express a bit strength in front of the weakening pound. So the expression of the pound, I do expect to see a bit of weakness on behalf of the pound, a bit of strength on behalf of the Japanese yen. That will cause a very nice downtrend movement. We've got approximately 100 pips of downtrend movement over here. Logical trade. If you want to be a bit careful with your investments, I would expect that you'll draw a trend line below this corrective button and allowing it to drop down below the trend line and then continuing with the movement. I wish you all the best with your trades. Have a pleasant day and bye bye.